Hello everyone, how are you doing? So in this video, I will be covering how there are no rules to OCD. I often hear people say that, yes, but OCD is not supposed to do that. It shouldn't latch to that. Well, OCD is not listening, I'm afraid, because OCD can latch to absolutely anything. And I mean absolutely anything. Quite often, it latches to the common fears, the taboo-related fears, the moral-related fears, the guilt-related fears, where your life's over if this happens, where you feel like your life's totally ruined if this happens. Maybe it's a societal rejection fear. Maybe it's being deemed as societal outcast fear. Maybe it's latched to being abandoned by your family. That's mainly the sort of moral-related fears. But OCD is going to latch to anything. Right? There are no rules. There is no rule book. There is no blueprint as to what OCD can and can't latch to. As an OCD coach, I see all kinds of fears, and you're really not alone. You're really not alone, because what people tend to think is that, yes, but I haven't seen this one before. Yes, but am I the only one suffering with this? Therefore, I am the treatment-resistant case. I am the exception. I am the one, the unique, rare case that means I'm stuck forever. Now, over time, we have to break down, even if we were the only person on the planet with this fear, and even if you did remain stuck with that fear, how we can learn to accept that over time, and how we could say, hey, even if it wasn't OCD, and even if it were real, how I can learn to be at peace with that, learn to change my perspectives and change my beliefs, and ultimately change our thinking on what it is we fear. It doesn't matter whether you're the only case with that specific fear or not, okay? And that's what's key, because the tools that you learn, the rational thinking that you learn, the unconditional acceptance that you learn isn't just for the mainstream fears, isn't just for the fears that you see on a daily basis. It can be for anything. And this is why I always recommend reaching out for coaching calls, because what we do here as coaches is that we're very good, just because of the vast volume of people that we deal with, we're very good at rooting out what the belief is and what the core fear is. So what the belief associated to the core fear is, right? Often people tell me what is they're scared of, and I say, yeah, okay, because you're scared of this thing happening, right? You're scared of that thing. Okay, you're scared of your life being compromised there. You're scared of being trapped. You're scared of never overcoming that. You're scared of being trapped in that kind of sensation. You're scared of being locked up in the fear cycle. Okay, so we're very good at rooting out and looking at the source of the problem, and not just focusing on all the sensations and all the triggers and how crap you feel and how shit you feel. We know that. We don't need persuading on that. We know full well how sneaky, how crafty, and how OCD gets in there. We know that because we've all got OCD. Yes, the coaches here recovered from OCD. We know what that's like. So we can see it through a different lens, through a different perspective, and think, right, I can see why they're stuck. I can see why they're doing that compulsion. Yeah, I can see, okay, why that's holding them back. Right, okay, I need to break down this fear. Oh, maybe I need to take the foot off the gas here. Okay, maybe I need to look at a different perspective related to that specific fear. Okay, and that's all part of the journey. So please don't say things such as, but OCD shouldn't be doing that. Why is it latched to this? OCD is not supposed to latch to this. Why is it gone after that? Or why is it gone after that? If only it didn't go after this. Well, I'm sorry, but OCD is going to go after anything. There are no rules. It will latch to whatever it is you're scared of. It will latch to whatever it is you can't accept. And it finds the root fear, usually being life being ruined, life never being the same again, life being over, you can never be happy, never at peace, never be let off the hook, all that kind of stuff. OCD is targeting that, it's honing in on that, and it's finding something, whether it's a relevant false memory in the past, that it's found that, you've done this thing now, therefore you are stuck forever. You've done this thing in the past, therefore you can never overcome that. Therefore you can never be at peace with yourself ever again. Therefore you can never live with yourself. Therefore you can never be let off the hook. OCD is looking around for that. It's scanning for that. It's on the lookout for anything that you could deem as unforgivable or life ending or life ruining or life compromising. It's looking for that. okay? People often tell me though, yes, but what happens if I can't root out the fear? What happens if I can't root out the belief? What happens if I don't know what that is? And a lot of that is trying to chase that certainty that you're gonna recover. It's the fear of fears. Yeah, but I need to know what the belief is here so I can recover. Of course, you and I, or the other coaches here, and you work together to find that fear, find the belief, and break it down, looking at different perspectives. But if you're saying, I need to know right now what that fear is, what the belief is, otherwise I won't recover, then you're going to forcefully try and get better. Then you're going to rush it. And then you're going to be frantically looking around for that quick fix to get rid of OCD. And that is going to get you nowhere, I'm afraid. Okay? So when OCD does latch, let's keep it simple and think, right, why is it latched? It's latched because there is something here that I cannot accept. It's latched to something here that I am scared of, right? Don't say things like, why is it latched to this? It's not supposed to do that. What the hell? Why has it gone after that? It hasn't gone after that before. Many times with me, it used to morph around so many times with health-related fears, with existential-related fears. I remember when sensory motor first latched, it was like, boom, slapped in the face. With, what about this? What if you notice you're blinking for the rest of your life? And then when it was going after real events and false memories, it was, but what is if this thing happened in the past and now your life is over and you've never thought of this thing before? Forget the old thing, that's OCD. But this new thing, what if you never got over this new thing? And then that felt totally real. And that left me feeling like I was the exception. And that left me feeling like that one was different. And therefore wasn't OCD. And oh my God, it's all real, blah, blah, blah. And going down that cycle, right? So this is why we go towards, okay, even if it were real, how can we look to make peace with that? Okay, and that is what is key. Thoughts of thoughts is not going to work when your OCD is scanning 24/7 for different things to latch you. It's not going to work. If your brain is going boom, 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 the constant rumination, and you're just going, it's just a thought, it's just a thought, Sam, view it as a thought, view it as a thought, it's fine, just view it as a thought and move on, it's okay. And your brain is like scattergun, like blah, 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 it's finding different things. It is not just going to get under it by saying it's just a thought, because it's finding that thing that feels more than a thought. It's finding that thing that doesn't feel like OCD. It's nestling just at a reach, whether you can tell it's OCD or not, right? And what it will do, it will latch to that thing where you won't get certainty on. Otherwise, it will not latch to it. Okay? If you could get certainty on whether something was OCD, it would not latch to it. Right? So it's going after that thing of, what is if this one is real? What is if this is the one that sends me over the edge? Shit, if this one's real, I won't be able to cope. That would be unbearable. I wouldn't be able to stand that. So this is why it is super, super, super critical that we break down, even if it wasn't OCD. Absolutely vital. Okay? Another key part of this is stop trying to get rid of OCD. Okay? OCD is here to stay. And the reason I raise this is because many people, including myself, only dispute just to get rid of OCD, just to get rid. Come on now, I'm disputing. Fuck off now. Go away now. It doesn't work like that. If anything, it's going to dig its heels in even more, and it's going to cling right in there when you're saying, go away now, get rid, fuck off, go away, go away, go away. It's going to hang right in there. Okay? So if you start viewing OCD as a terminal illness, and then your perspective changes on it, because you don't wake up and go, why are you still here? Go away now, please, come on, I need to get rid of this now. You won't think like that, because you'll be aware that OCD is here to stay. So when you're focusing on the beliefs and the perspectives, you're looking at that to change your perspectives on your fears, and then in the long run, OCD will gradually unlatch. It will gradually ungrip to that, right? But the problem is, if you're doing it just to get rid of OCD and doing it just to get rid of OCD latching to this thing, then it's going to really, really cling in there. Okay? So it's how we view having OCD is crucial. Changing the relationship with us and OCD is absolutely vital, because otherwise you're in that internal fight all the time, aren't you? You're in that internal battle. You're in that constant resistance of it. You're waking up first thing in the morning. Oh, fuck, it's still here. Why hasn't it gone yet? Oh, come on now. I've been working on my recovery for a year now. Why hasn't it gone? Oh, come on. I've read all the books now. Why hasn't it gone? Come on. I did that exposure that Sam sent me yesterday. Why hasn't it gone? Oh, come on. I did do that compulsion yesterday. Why hasn't it gone yet? Well, you're not doing it to get rid of OCD. Okay, sometimes we have to just surrender and go, okay, OCD, do your worst. Latch to whatever you want to latch to. Remember, there's no rules. Latch to whatever you want to latch to, and I'm going to break down the fears as to whatever you're latching to. And I'm going to do that because I want to see my fears in a more rational manner, and I want to get under these fears and change my irrational beliefs, which to most likely will lead to healthier results. But I'm not doing it just to get rid of OCD, because that's what makes it really digs its heels in and clings its teeth right in there, and where it feels like it just won't budge and it won't unlatch. And that's when people spiral, because people then panic because they feel like they're making zero progress. They feel like they're getting absolutely nowhere because they're constantly on that goddamn lookout for when OCD is on the way out. And that will not work. That will not work. Okay? If you sit and wait for OCD to go, it's going nowhere. You've got to welcome into your house. Welcome it into your life. Let it sit next to you on the sofa. Let it sit next to you in the car. Stop showing it the door. If you keep showing it the door, it's not going anywhere. Hey, come on, out you go, out you go. No, it's here to stay. Okay? Gradually, over time, as we do start shifting these perspectives and we do cut the compulsions and face our fears with our exposures and cutting the avoidance and really trying to shift our perspectives and chipping away at that and chipping away at our core fears, then, no guarantee, but more than likely, and I see this a lot, and this is what happened with me, then OCD would start to unlatch, because things that it was latching too hard, it didn't have that gripping power. It was slipping off. It couldn't quite grip there because there was a baseline level of unconditional acceptance. I was philosophizing, rational thinking. So OCD really couldn't get in there because the fears have been worked on, right? But I did that to think more rationally, and I did that to apply and embody unconditional acceptance, not to solely get rid of obsessive compulsive disorder. Anybody just trying to get rid of obsessive compulsive disorder tends to lead them down the path of quick fixes, instant relief, quick gratification, just like a sudden quick fix and it goes, some sudden like mantra, some kind of self-reassurance statement, some kind of cure, like waiting for a cure, and then just take this cure and then it goes. That isn't going to happen. Okay, there is no quick fix. I was wishing for years that there was a quick fix for OCD. I was hoping I would just go to some kind of therapy center and they would just tell me just to do this, do that, do this, and off you go on your merry way. But that didn't work. And when I found Rob's channel, OCD Recovery, I then realized that, hey, this is a long-term journey. This is a process. This isn't just something that changes like that. This is how I see things. This is how I view things. This is how I change my perspective on things. This is how I adopt a new way of thinking. So then OCD gradually backs down. Not to get rid, but for OCD to back down, because it can't have that latching power, because the beliefs have changed, the fears have been brought down. It's not to the extreme level they are now, they've been brought down, and the perspectives have gradually shifted. That takes time. It takes time, and it takes patience, and it takes constant work and practice. Okay, remember, there are no rules to OCD. It will latch to whatever it will latch to. And the reason it's latching to it is because there is something there that you cannot accept, and there is something there that you deem as the worst thing ever, and there is something there that you just couldn't ever seem to get over if that thing happened, and it's just something that needs to be worked on because you're scared of that thing that it's latching to. Okay, the only reason OCD is gripped here because of a fear cycle. The reason you're stuck is because there is a fear cycle. So it's how we step out that fear cycle with the work from the rational thinking, the unconditional acceptance, the one-to-one calls, and all the different ways that we advise of getting better. Okay, you are not alone. You can get better, and you are stuck because of a fear cycle. There is hope. If you have enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you are interested in one-to-one calls, please email phil@ocdrecovery.com and you can get in touch with one of the coaches here. I'm Sam. You've got Rob, the founder of OCD Recovery. You've got Nick, Momin, Gemma and Elliot, all doing coaching calls. Email Phil to get in touch and we will book you in as soon as we possibly can. And remember guys, OCD has no rules. It will latch to whatever it wants to.